How you doing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mech Warrior Online with Scout. So it's been about 2 weeks since we've had a new video here on the channel, and I do apologize for that. I had a family emergency. I've actually been out of state for the last couple of weeks, but fortunately that was resolved in time for me to get home in time for the Archer release. So we're back, and I'm going to be covering the Archer for you guys today. Now, for those of you that were waiting on the Legend Killer and the 5D videos for the Rifleman, don't worry, those are still coming, but I did feel like I needed to bring you guys at least some initial coverage on the Archer as soon as I possibly could. So here it is, and then we'll probably alternate between the last of the two Rifleman variants and the new Archers as we go forward with Mech Warrior Online. So as always, what I'm going to do is I'll show you guys the summary of the base model, the 2R Archer, so you can take a look at its hard points and its quirks. We'll discuss those a little bit. I'll show you guys the Mech Lab, my build for it. In the event you don't have a build of your own, feel free to copy that. Or hopefully it'll at least give you some ideas for builds of your own. And then I'll show you some gameplay in the 2R Archer. So here it is in all of its glory for those of you that haven't seen it, the Archer 2R. I've done it up in my standard kind of Jolly Rogers paint scheme. For those of you that are curious about the pattern and the colors, I listed it down in the last Rifleman video, so you can check it out there. Let's take a look at the summary and get some more detailed information on this machine. So here I've pulled up the summary for you guys. So you can see the hard points, the quirks, and all that. You'll note that it has 6 energy hard points, 3 missile hard points, and an AMS hard point. So kind of weird in that the 2R you would traditionally think as a missile boat. Really all of the Archers traditionally as a missile boat, and this one only has 3 missile hardpoints and 6 energy hardpoints. So that's a little bit strange. Now if we dig into the quirks of this machine, the first thing you're going to notice is its acceleration and deceleration rate bonuses of 60%, and that is pretty nice. It means the mech is quick to take off and to come to a stop if you're trying to peek buildings or peek out from behind them to launch your missiles. Pretty useful. And 60% is the highest acceleration and deceleration rate bonus among the Archer variants. You'll also note that it has an additional structure in the center torso, plus 11 points. That's pretty par across all the Archer variants, save except for one. It's also got a torso twist rate bonus, which is the second fastest among the Archer variants except for the 5S. So that's pretty nice. It allows you to get your torso onto targets quicker, which is really important when you're trying to get that lock on and get your missiles off on a moving target that may be approaching cover. The next thing you'll note is it has some energy weapon quirks. It's got an energy cooldown and an energy heat generation bonus of 5%. Those are kind of interesting. They're unique among Archers. None of the other Archers have those particular bonuses, but they're not very big, only 5%. Now they're certainly welcome. If any of you have tried to use large batteries of energy weapons without any kind of energy quirks, you'll know that it starts getting hot pretty quick. But at only plus 5% for the cooldown and minus 5% for the heat generation, I feel like it's kind of pushing you towards a battery of medium lasers, because that's not really going to help you if you start putting too many larger energy weapons on this machine. And then last but not least, of course, we have our LRM quirks. We've got a bonus to LRM velocity of plus 10%, and a bonus to LRM cooldown of plus 15%. And those are pretty nice. They're unique except for the 5W, which, as memory serves, has a velocity 10% bonus. I think it's exactly the same, as memory serves. But it's questionable how useful they are, because the thing, again, only has 3 missile slots. So I'm kind of torn on what to do with this mech. Now, obviously, if you want to run it more like a traditional Archer, this is clearly pushing you into 2, possibly 3 big missile racks, maybe 2 LRM-20s or maybe 3 LRM-15s that you can fit them, and then a battery of medium lasers. I really feel like the quirks kind of push you that direction. But if you're not interested in that, if you're working just straight meta, what's the most effective thing I can do out of this? It does kind of push you to want to go to a whole bunch of medium lasers, or maybe 2 larges and 4 mediums, or hell, you could even make a Warhammer out of the thing, 2 PPCs and 4 mediums, and then say 3 SRM4s or 3 SRM6s. So it really is kind of a weird mix of hard points and quirks. Let's take a look at the Mech Lab, and I'll show you guys what I have done with this machine. So here we are in the Mech Lab taking a look at my build for the Archer 2R, and as you can tell, as I usually do, I haven't drifted too far from standard. I wanted something that felt like a real Archer, if you will. And so the changes that I've made are really not all that radical. I added endosteel internal structure, which saved me several tons And then I made a couple of minor changes with the tonnage that I saved. The first thing I did is I added Artemis to both my LRM-20s. I went ahead and stuck with the LRM-20s because I felt like that's really the heritage of the Archer is the LRM-20s. Certainly are some variants that carry LRM-15s, and I just decided that I was going to play with LRM-15s with those other variants that typically carry LRM-15s, so that's why I did that. I moved the ammunition out of the torsos because you probably noticed in our opening of the video looking at the mech, it has very big side torsos which tend to receive a lot of fire. So I moved my ammunition out of there down into my legs, which are pretty heavily armored anyway. I did add case in the event that this ammo detonates and I don't have much structure left in my leg. If it goes into the torso and the torso is already damaged, it won't then transfer into the center. The worst case, it'll take off the leg and then the torso adjacent to it, but it won't transfer into the center. That's why I've got case there, even though honestly you're probably not going to need it. And then with the little bit of weight I had left over, I added another ton, half ton I should say, of ammunition up here in the head where it's very unlikely to be hit, at least in MechWarrior Online. And it gives me a few more shots with my LRM-20s. Didn't change my 4 medium laser backup. I like it. You'll note that the medium lasers in the center torso, if you notice in the model, are mounted quite high. So that's kind of useful. It's just unfortunate that it's the center because you can't really do a lot with it. You want to get the most out of both of those mounts. So I just went ahead and stuck with 4 medium lasers. I feel like that's a decent enough backup array of weapons. I did move some armor points around, but it did not change the total armor that the mech carried. I just shifted where it was allocated. So there you go. That's my build for the Archer. If you want to take a look at modules right quick, you can see that I've got advanced target decay, which allows me to hold my target for an additional 3.5 seconds. I've got my LRM-20 cooldown. I'm working on the range one as well. That'll probably go here. And then I've gone with an airstrike and cool shot for my consumables. So there is the loadout. There is the mech. Everything you need to know about it. That's what it looks like. You can see those large side torsos I talked about, which tend to absorb a lot of fire. And now we're going to cut to the gameplay. I've got 3 games for you guys that I recorded yesterday that I want to share with you all. So let's take a look.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright, so not the first game in the Archer today, but the first time we got the new map and the new map mode, so as good a place as any to start recording. Did you guys check out that new pilot model back there in the dropship? Pretty neat, huh? I also noticed, you see the Archer get caught up when it dropped out of the dropship? That seems to be happening a lot since the patch. I'm not sure if they're calling me fat or what. But I've heard that it happens with other mechs, so maybe it's not just an issue with the Archer. But yeah, also in this patch, along with the Archer, we got this new map, Grim Plexus, which is pretty purple. It's only the second time I've seen it, actually. Still getting used to it. Looks a lot like Tourmaline Desert to me. I don't know about you guys. And we got this new map mode, Domination, which we are going to try today. You got to get to this spot here in the center, yeah? And hold it for a minute. And in order to hold it, you have to obviously be in it. There can be no enemy mechs in that bubble. And you can't be taking fire. If you take fire, it pauses your countdown. And you have to hold it for a minute. And first team to hold it for 60 seconds wins. Those little A's and B's out there, they are mobile field bases. And you can destroy the other team's mobile field base to add 15 seconds, kind of back them up, as it were, 15 seconds. The notes said that you don't want to do that right in the start because you can only ever kind of get pushed back up to the full 60 seconds. So you're going to wait until the other team at least has, I don't know, probably 10-15 seconds worth of capture time before you go blowing up their mobile field base. If you blow it up right at the start, it won't work. So that's the gist of this mode. And these guys are really far away.
Target destroyed. New target acquired.
But they're capturing, so we're going to sling LRMs. Hopefully we can stop that nonsense. Looks like there's a bunch of folks diving into the capture zone. Man, that is a bowl of death if I ever saw one. I am not going to go down there. I'm going to sit right here and sling LRMs. And this is kind of the thing I have picked up, I think, what, maybe 2 or 3 games before I got this in the Archer? There's a kill.
New target
We'll
acquired.
take that. You don't have enough ammo. As I lose a lock. See if I can pick it back up. To sling missiles willy-nilly with this build. So you want to make sure you got a good solid lock on somebody that's in the open. Maybe those will hit anyway.
New
Yeah.
target acquired.
And preferably on a slower mech that has a poor chance of dodging your LRMs. Man, look at the
New
LRMs flying
target
everywhere.
acquired.
That Timberwolf is behind a building. I don't think I can hit him. We might try it if he comes back out, but it looks like we've lost some of our spotters now. Let's see if we can make this go. Nope, we lost line of sight. I knew that was going to be bad. Shouldn't have done that. So yeah, that's what I have learned, is that be very careful picking your shots if you've copied my loadout. You've got a good-ish amount of ammunition, but not enough that you could just sling at the first thing that pops up on your radar.
Target acquired.
And as long as you're cognizant of that, and you pick your shots carefully, you should do well. I lost that guy right as my missiles were about to hit. That sucked. On the way, just stay right there. Ow, how did that not hit?
Acquired.
Didn't look like he moved hardly at all. Oh, we're gonna get a hit on that guy. Yep, take that, Mr. Evan Jaguar. And again, we'll keep slinging. He's out in the open. Another good hit. See if we can pick up this guy. Nope, don't think so. And now they're making a run for the cap zone. You can chase this guy out. Nope, too many friends coming. We're gonna have to get out of here. Maybe I can back down this hill a little ways. It seems like my team rushed forward and got slaughtered, because all of a sudden they're coming forward and I don't see a lot of friends, so I don't think it went well up there on the front line. That's another thing. It probably goes without saying, but the thing about an Archer, probably any LRM boat, take that, is you need your team to spot for you. You need them to hold the line in order to have a really good game, and I don't think this is going to be a really good game. Oh, great. Off. Get away. It's an Archer coming for me. Let's check. Side torso check. I think he's got an XL. Doesn't look like he modified it. Come on, get him before I die. Come on, yes! Second kill. And that's, yeah, not good. Shut down getting it, and I died, but not the greatest game in the whole wide world, but as I said, the point of this one was just to show you guys the new map and the new mode. But still, 368 points of damage and 2 kills ain't too bad. We'll take that. So yeah, this is the new map, Gremplexus, and the new mode, Domination. First time playing it. What did you guys think? I mean, I didn't mind it. I thought it was alright. Still seemed like Deathball to me, but the counter and stuff's kind of interesting. I suppose probably it's more interesting if you're in a different kind of a mech. An Archer's kind of a big, slow support mech. Probably if you're more up towards the front line, or if you're faster, you got some options. You can go after mobile field bases and whatnot. It's probably a little bit more exciting. Look at all the SRMs on this cat. See, he's got more like a build like we were talking about in the garage. Kind of a more of a short range SRM focused Archer. Looks like he was doing alright for himself, but unfortunately he's run out of friends. Need to lead a little bit more, it looks like, but you can never tell with the lag and whatnot. He's also got the Silver Phoenix bling, although he went with the hanging Phantom Archer thing, which I figured I'd save for the Tempest because it actually has ECM. That was a good try on his part. Did a lot of damage, but unfortunately just not enough, and looks like the first game of Domination is going to be a loss, unfortunately. Still, I think we did all right for ourselves. Got a kill on a Shadow Cat. Got a kill on, what is that, a 5W Archer, I think it was we killed. Yeah, there you go. 368 points of damage, 2 kills, 1 assist. Not terrible. Definitely not great, but not terrible. But there you go. There's a look at Grim Plexus and the new Domination game mode, as well as the Archer. Kind of a 3-for-1. So this is a good way to start the video. Just too bad it was a loss. And yeah, we had some problems, it looks like, in our light lance there. They must have been doing the spotting under unfavorable circumstances there at the beginning. Must have been what happened there. We didn't get a single second of cap time. Yeah, and that King Crab looks like he had a bad day. So, oh well. It was still kind of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. Everything new all in one video. Let's try another game and see if we can get a little better result.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright. Back on Grim Plexus again this time, and once again the fat archer gets caught in the dropship apparently. Unfortunately I couldn't get Domination or Conquest, something cool. We'll have to go with regular old Skirmish here, but that's okay. It gives us a second to look at the map. You can see very Tourmaline Desertish again. And hey, it gives us a chance to talk history. I was so excited last game with capturing all the new elements in one video. I forgot to talk you guys through the Archer history, huh? I know a lot of you guys enjoy that. So, what does Scout know about the Archer? Well, I can tell you that the Archer is one of the oldest mechs around, with the exception of like the Mackie, some crazy stuff like that. The Archer is really old. It's actually even older than the Rifleman. The Archer began production in 2474. So what, about 25, 30 years maybe? Before the Rifleman even, which as we talked about in the Rifleman video was a really old mech. Don't really recall on the top of my head who it was built by. I know the chassis was built by Earthwork. I don't remember if they also manufactured the mech as a whole, but according to the TRO, way back then, there were actually over 100,000 archers produced for the Star League Defense Force, so there were a lot of these things made. And believe it or not, because it's so old, like we talked about, the Archer was actually designed as an assault mech. It was a long time before they actually got proper assault mechs up and running, things above 75 tons. So this thing was built to be an assault mech back in its heyday, and then it ended up surviving so long. Mechs got bigger and it kind of fell into the heavy fire support role as bigger and bigger mechs got introduced. Not really a lot of flashy history to the Archer. It's always just been just a very stable, reliable kind of mech. Sitting up here peeking, but we're not going to get any radar contacts to get locks out here. Let's go behind this rock here. Finish what we were talking about. Oh, there's our first radar contact. Anyway, yeah, it's not as flashy as the Warhammer, not as flashy as the Marauder. It's just really reliable. I hope that goes in. That looked like a good shot. Its LRMs will serve you well at any range, and anything that survives a couple of turns of being pounded by LRMs when it finally gets to you is going to get greeted by 4 medium lasers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but after you've been pounded by 40 missiles is more than enough to finish you. That looks like that will be good. Yes. Especially remember, this is 3025 we're talking about, when mechs tended to not carry anywhere near as much armor, I should say. And they tended to be slower because there were no XL engines. So yeah, not a rock star, the Archer, but a solid mech. Most famous Archer pilot? Let's see if we can get these guys behind us to go away. Actually, probably Jamie Wolfe. Believe it or not, the commander of Wolf's Dragoons piloted an Archer for a long, long time. So, give you some idea of how good the Archer is. Oh, pick up the kill there. We will take that.
Acquired.
All these sneaky guys trying to creep up behind us. Nope, wait.
Acquired.
Cicada. Let's see if we can get this guy. Just trying to straighten out my feet. Lost the lock, but that wasn't me. It looks like whoever was spotting him lost it. See if we can get some shot. Oh,
Acquired.
got guys on. Come on, man. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get off. See if we can get over here to the left. There's at least a couple of heavy mechs over here, I think. And I think this archer's coming for this guy. We'll go over here and see if we can ambush him. There we go. And this is kind of the dream, really, for an archer. You've got direct line of sight to your target, so your missiles are as efficient as they can possibly be, and you can just lay into him while he's occupied with somebody else. You do want to be careful, though. Try not to hit friendly targets with your missiles.
Destroyed.
And that was weird. What the hell just happened? It looked like that guy blew himself up,
Target
and the game just kind of hiccuped a minute. I was clicking, but it wasn't launching. Ow! Sounded like a Gauss rifle.
Target destroyed.
I know there's more guys back here. Yep, there they are.
Acquired.
And see if we can pick up that Centurion. That hit. And maybe those will squeak in. Yeah, some of them did. Not all of them, though.
New target.
Oh, hello.
Acquired.
And here you see we'll just lay into this guy with lasers, try to back up. We got to get to 180. You need to be at least 180 meters away for your long-range missiles to work.
Target acquired.
Time and time again, I see people forgetting that and shooting LRMs at point-blank range. And don't forget, also, you have to hold your lock. I noticed a lot of new players don't hold the lock. You'll notice I'm keeping the cursor on the target, keeping the red circle until the LRMs hit. If you don't do that, you can still get a hit if the target doesn't move. The missile will go to where it was fired once it loses lock. But if you don't have a lock and the target continues to move, your missiles are just going to hit whatever his last known location was. So do remember that. If you're new to the game, you're trying to figure out what's going on here, hold your target, your cursor, over the target. Once you get the red circle, fire, and then hold it there until your missiles hit. Sounds silly, I know, but hey. Remember, for a long time we didn't have a tutorial in MWO, and it ain't like the game came with an instruction booklet, so might be worth mentioning for those of you that are new to the game. Let's see if we can get this guy. See him skulking around back here. No, don't get by me. Oh wow, he actually stopped. I thought he was going to keep going. And just got to keep pressuring him. We're going to get hot here in a second. Here you see the heat problems. We'll use our coolant flush. But yeah, as you can tell, the archer does have some heat problems if you start firing those lasers continuously, which is part of the reason why I have them in two groups. I've got the arm lasers in one group to respond to guys like that, and then the torso lasers because they're nice and high, but also because they don't move as far on a second group, so I don't needlessly fire two lasers that are not on target, but also to help me with my heat, because you saw as that engagement stretched on, the heat started to really go up. The archer is not, it's not a bad overheater, but it's not great. Even going back to the original TRO, it straight up stated the archer's got some heat problems. But you go to double heat sinks, as I showed you guys in the mech lab, and that'll pretty much solve most of your problems until you start laying in with the lasers a lot. So there's a pretty good game on Grim Plexus. That's not too bad. Let's see how we did. I think we did alright that game. Unfortunately, we didn't get many kills, but you're not going to get very many kills in an LRM mech unless you get lucky. Yeah. See, that's not too bad. 453 points of damage, 1 kill and 6 assists. We will take that. Not a bad performance at all. And again, you see the importance of really husbanding your LRMs. You've got enough. You can do some serious damage. I missed several salvos there, even though I tried to be careful. But if you fire willy-nilly at everything that comes up, you're going to find yourself out of ammunition and really low on damage, match score, and credits earned and whatnot. So hopefully you guys got that out of this video and also got another chance to look at Grim Plexus. Let's get one more match going and see if maybe we can't get Grim Plexus again and maybe get that new match mode. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see what happens.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Yeah. So much for Grim Plexus. Not only did I not get Grim Plexus, I got a game that, or a map rather, that I don't know, what do you guys think? I don't think Mining Collective is that great for LRM mechs. I think this might be problematic, but Oh well, that's good. Bright side, we'll get to see how the Archer performs on a map that arguably isn't all that well suited to LRMs. Now, there's some nice places to shoot on Mining Collective. Excuse me. But by and large, there's also lots of places to hide, so it's not terrible, but it's not as good as Grimplexus or that other map, Arctic, whatever. I forget it. You know, the one from last patch. You guys know what I'm saying. Could be better. So one of the places I'm thinking of shooting, you know, you often get guys stack up on the far side of this ramp in front of me, kind of out the right here. I'm making sure nobody peeks up here, but right there. And maybe here. Sometimes guys will pile up over there and people will peekaboo and UAV. Maybe we can get some shots there. This I'm not. Of course, as soon as I decide to go ahead and give it a shot, I lose the lock and my missiles bounce off that guy's leg. Here again, another place where maybe we can get a locks and peek and fire while being out of direct line of sight. I'm trying to let you by, man. Let's go. As a matter of fact, let's go with him. Let's see if we can get around here. Maybe it'll shoot across and catch them while they stack up. Yeah, right on this ramp here. Take that. I don't think that hit. You must have a roof or something over there. Are they hitting the antenna? No. I think some of those hit. I couldn't tell. I was trying to hold a lock. And, oh, this might be bad. Lots of people looking at me. No. Time to back down. I don't want to be making this trade. Some AMS going off there. That looked like a good hit. Component destroyed, I think it said. Or Lance in formation, rather. That's what that was. Bah! There was a good hit.
New target acquired.
Are these going to make it past the antenna? Yes, but it didn't look like very many of those hit. Looks like that AMS is shooting down a lot of my missiles. Not good. See if we can get a better shot at someone a little bit closer. Give that AMS less time to engage in here. Yep. Take that. That was a good shot. A good majority of those hit. Use our high-mounted lasers up here as well. See if we can work this guy on this ridge. I think we can still hit. Yeah, and there you go. That's an example of he didn't move, so your missiles hit anyway. And there you see the high lasers coming into play there, and that worked too. I'm actually surprised.
New target acquired.
I wasn't sure those LRMs were going to hit, but they did. So there's a good hit on that direwolf. We could definitely use that. The problem is we're starting to get a little bit short on ammunition. And boom. Maybe we can get him again as he comes in between these domes.
Ammo at 25%.
I couldn't tell. I thought those were going to hit. I know we can put missiles right in between here. Yeah, there we go. That's a good hit for sure. And again, high lasers you see there coming into play. Another good shot there, just tearing that guy up. And that Marauder. Take that, and he is down. Unfortunately, we didn't get the kill. And we'll send some at that Black Knight that's been harassing people. A little bit out of range for my medium lasers. You saw me give it a try there, but nothing doing. And now we are out of ammo. There's our last 10 into that direwolf, and yep, still too far away. This is worth a shot. I think what we need to do now, keep in mind, just because you're out of LRMs doesn't mean you're out of the game. I'm a 70-ton mech with good armor and 4 medium lasers. Let's see if we can go around and find a fight. And whoa! What the? Where'd this guy come from? Hello? Die. Alright, did not expect that, but I'll take it. Managed to pick up a kill. On a Mad Dog, no less. See? Who said the Mad Dog's better than the Archer? You're wrong.
New target acquired.
There's another archer here. Might be a Tempest? It's gotta be. He's got ECM, yeah.
Target destroyed.
Wow. That was not me. I was trying to take his side torso off, but man, he got hit by something big. And he just crumpled.
New target
And,
acquired.
hey, there's that Marauder I think we were picking on. Ain't much left of him.
New target acquired.
Let's see if we can get his side torso off here. Whoa. Weird clipping. There we go. Aye. Couldn't get the kill there. And maybe this last cheetah, can we get it? No. Well, I don't know about you guys, but oddly, that actually felt like a really good game. I felt like the majority of our missiles hit. Even though the hit indicator was a little yeah. Look at that. That's not too bad. 568 points of damage, 1 kill, and 9 assists. We will take that. And I felt like that was a really good game for the Archer on a map that doesn't really lend itself to LRM play. Again, you saw how we just kind of found the ramps where we can peek over, get a radar signature, and then send LRMs over while still backing down and hiding the majority of our mech, and using that strategy able to work there. So yeah, there you go, folks. With that, I'm going to call it a wrap. I think that's 3 pretty good games in the Archer, show you what it's capable in the hands of a decent pilot. Never said I was great, but I do alright for myself, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go back to the Mech Lab. So there you go, folks. 3 games in the Archer, and now what it comes down to, bottom line, do I recommend this mech or not? And to be honest with you, I think it's alright. I think a lot of the criticism being hurled at the Archer right now is not really fair. As I alluded to in the video, in the gameplay that you guys saw while I was playing yesterday, I'm not an earth-shattering MechWarrior Online pilot, okay? I'm pretty average. I can do alright for myself. I would even consider myself less than average when it comes to long-range missile mechs. I just don't play them. I don't have a lot of practice. It's not as interesting to me. You know, to each their own. It's fine. It's just something I do not do very often, is what I'm trying to say. And yet, even in this Archer, which people say it's fragile, it can't take hits, blah, 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 it's too slow. As you saw, I did alright for myself, and I'm not particularly good with an LRM mech. Even in a game where, you know, all the worst things happened, the team just for whatever reason had a bad go of it, the front line collapsed really quickly, that first game that you saw on the new map, I still came out alright for myself. So I really think a lot of the criticism against the Archer is not really fair. I really think that if you equip it to do what it was built to do, then the Archer will perform just fine for you. It's another mech that we didn't have. It's a classic mech. A lot of people love it, myself included. It brings a little bit more variety to MechWarrior Online, and I enjoy it. The question is, really, is it worth your money? And I can't answer that for you. All I can tell you is, if you're a fan of the Archer, if you've been looking forward to playing it for years and years and years, if it's one of your favorite mechs like the Warhammer is mine, and you can afford to spend the money on it, it doesn't put you in a bad place, then I would tell you go ahead and pick it up, because I just like the Archer because it's an Archer. Like I said, it's never been one of my favorite mechs, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it, and I don't even like LRM mechs, for goodness sakes, and I still had fun with it, and I did fine. Is it going to be competitive in function and faction warfare and all that stuff? No, probably not. You can do similar things with lighter mechs and save space in your drop bay, blah, 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 blah. But for what it is, I enjoy it. And if you're a person like me who especially appreciates the aesthetics of battle mechs, I think they did a great job on this. This is clearly recognizable as an Archer to me. It jumps right out at you, and it looks good. It plays just fine. It has some interesting quirks to it. You know, the great big old missile bay doors, the high, medium laser mounts there. And, yeah, again, if you're in a position where you can afford to spend the money and you're interested in the mech, then I think go ahead, grab it. If you're not, you know, you got to weigh that out for yourself. But in and of itself, I think it's a good mech, and I enjoy playing it. So that's it, folks, for our look at the 2R Archer. Stay tuned, lots more to come. I'll be doing the Legend Killer next, as I promised in the last Rifleman video. I haven't forgotten you guys. That will be coming out next. I do want to get you some Armored Warfare coming soon with the patch that happened while I was away and whatnot. I've got that WZ1224 and several other tanks I want to show you guys, as well as the rest of the Archer variants. And if you haven't seen it, coming soon. It's going to be, what, 3 months away? Something like that? 2 months in June, I think it is? Phoenix Hawk. The Phoenix Hawk coming up. And that is another one of my favorite mechs. So I'm definitely down for that. So with that, folks, I'm going to call this video a wrap. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. If you have, please throw us a like. Give me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. And until next time, you guys take care. Thanks for watching.